Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Here I am with something to say. First of all, I don't know if y'all can see this. I'm going to stand up. How you like my shirt? Straight talk. Love it. Hashtag straight talk. Courtesy of my Facebook friend Otis, Otis, Trice, Trice. Inbox him if you would like to have a shirt made. And you see, I got one hanging in the background back there. Um, but hey, I just thought I would pop on because I saw where one of my friends, Miss Duncan, had posted that picture that I showed. Um, yes, see Otis Trice. Go to his inbox. He's one of my friends. Last name Trice. So she posted this picture that said, Bill Gates steps down, CEO of Disney steps down, Medmen CEO steps down, Victoria's Secret steps down, Harley Davidson, IBM, Lockheed, and T-Mobile. And it says at the bottom, all of them stepping down during the COVID 2019 crisis. So here's my thoughts. I don't ever profess to know everything, but I do share with you what I think I know. So here's the deal. While everybody running to the grocery store, getting toilet paper, in some communities, all the steaks and chicken are gone. In other communities, all the vegetables are gone. And meanwhile, while we're stockpiling um, food, they're making sure they stockpile their money. Because here's what they understand is going to happen. Because see, here's what you have to understand. I've noticed in our country, and you can go back and look at different things. I've noticed in our country that whenever we get close to an election, all things starts to kind of go awry, to kind of get our attention off of something, because then there's this undercurrent. And if you've watched my lives long enough, even going back to the first Obama election, like there's always an undercurrent of something going on. So COVID-19 just became known to us a couple of months ago. The people who are in the stratosphere, they're up there with the people who are scientists, epidemiologists, virologists, whoologists, whatever kind of gist. They have my shirt. I showed my shirt, straight talk. And so these people are in the know. They're in the who's who, and there's this buzzing, and there's always conversations going on. So, while we're, online, talking about the things that we're talking about, or out there doing the things that we do as far as for entertainment, and doing the little small things that, that we do compared to these people. And then some stuff people doing is just nonsense. While we're caught up on reality shows, while we're caught up in music, um, award shows, these people are sitting behind closed doors or at the golf course having conversation. Hey, y'all, they did something different with Facebook, so it's really hard for me to see the comments. I don't know why they on that side. I'm right-handed. They got the comments on the left side. And so while they're doing all of this, while we're doing all this, these people are doing what they do. So here's the thing. No way I ain't running for president. You must be mad. Look, I don't even want to run for the school board again. I ran for that and was one of the top 2 candidates. And somebody said they wanted me to run again. 3 people said they'd write a check. I'm like, save your money, because ain't nobody ready for me. They are not ready for me. So here's the thing. So while we're out here focusing on all these other things, that don't really add up to much. They don't really add up to the real quality of life that we all desire to experience. See, the people who are experiencing a certain quality of life, these are the people that's jumping ship. So where's my phone? Because I was naming all these people that jump ship. So you can see it on my timeline, but Victoria's Secret, Harley Davidson, IBM, Lockheed, T-Mobile. So here's the thing. The obvious reason is, one, that they're all jumping ship and they're cashing out. But what many people may not know, and they may not know till tomorrow morning, because right now people watching reality TV, is that the stock market is going virtual after today. So they're not even going to be on the Wall Street floor doing their trading. So now it's even more behind the scenes. You see what I'm saying? Do you dig what I'm saying? Catch that drift. Everybody talking about this phrase, stay woke. Like, okay, you're going to stay woke. Now what you going to do? Stand still? Like, you got to move and do something. So New York Stock Exchange closes. Well, not closes, like technically, but they're going to be working virtually. So Bill Gates, he steps down. I think that notification came like a week ago. Disney, IBM. So I just named all those. Now look at what all of these people have in common. So you look at Bill Gates. This guy is the guru behind Microsoft, and then he chummed up with my granddaddy Warren Buffett, and he's got this foundation. And Bill Gates has been, he's been stirring about doing so many different things, and so when I saw that, I was like, okay, Bill is kind of stepping out, to do his foundation and kind of, do this whole world peace thing. But then when I look at these other people, so you look at this guy from Disney, he's been there for a while now. He'll still be CEO or somebody of Walt Disney, but this Disney streaming piece, he's stepping down. But then IBM, IBM was like our really first tech giant. Lockheed, largest global defense contractor. Medman, cannabis. Okay, I guess you need that. Where they going? And then T-Mobile, the wireless carrier. Yeah, I do be making up words, don't I? So let's look at what all these people have in common. So like when you hear the phrases, like we hear these terms, New World Order, or, remember when the guy from Virgin was talking about people charging people all this money to go to Mars? And I believe that guy's he's doing it. People are paying the money. These people are getting out because they most likely believe that the government will start paying out all types of things to help keep the stimulus, our financial stimulus, afloat. Just think about what's going on with people having to be out of work. Now, on paper, it says that I'm out of work. Well, school is closed. Let me say I'm not out of work till the 27th. But yet, I just signed up to do grab and go meals the week before spring break. Go figure. So restaurants, you can only do online and drive through and pick it up, or go in there and grab it and get it and get your butt up out of there. How many people is this going to impact? Like, think about all of these people that it's going to impact. Now, get this. If these places are somewhat closed, they don't have their fully staffed. They're not fully staffed. So their income is not going to be the same. So that means the poor people, the little people, the 99%, all of us aren't working. We can't pay into the 1% like we once were. So they're like, boom, let me get my money and get up out of here. Now, one person seen this coming way, way ahead of this. That was the guy of T-Mobile. He had already put in his resignation back in November. He saw this thing coming. So what I'm saying is, yes, I do think that this COVID-19 is serious. And here's something I said to another friend of mine. So here's the thing. Past 5 years, we have been on the heels of people changing their diets. Now you got to pay attention. You got to really pay attention to the cycle of things. We've been on the heels of people changing their diet. So after people watch What's the Health, people stop eating meat and drinking dairy, eating dairy and all that other stuff. So then they were trying to beg people to come back. Some people like, hell no, I am not coming back. I saw them stab that cow's leg and that pus come out of there. No. Some people were looking at that to my mom. I might go back to breastfeeding after seeing that. Did I just say that? But anyway, so then people started changing, and then, plant-based started becoming more of a thing. So people started eating more vegetables, and they're getting their kale and they're getting their spinach and they're eating their apples. Whoop, then guess what happened last summer? They start talking about salads having this E. coli. Kale was not good for us. Now, when did kale start not being good for us? Only in 2019. Apples, all of these things. But they never said a donut was bad for you. I ain't never seen them come on the news and say that McDonald's and all them fast food restaurants was bad for you. They had E. coli. Because they want to keep shoving that poison into our bodies. And so you have that going on. And then in between all of this, the non-vaccinators, is on the rise. So there are many people who are opting to not vaccinate. When I was born in 1966, I think that we probably had less than 12 vaccinations between 1966 and 1972. I could be wrong with that. Anissa or Nicole can correct me on that. But then, at a certain point, now we have a list that's so long, you got to pop it out. And now they got a vaccination for everything. They want to give you a vaccination for everything. So I said this to my friend earlier today. I said, nobody's talking about the people that's been cured of coronavirus. I can't even pronounce the darn thing. Nobody's talking about those numbers. The panelists, nobody's sitting around talking about it. See, here's the thing. Why do we keep going to these news sources? Because they're owned by at least three people. And those same three people control other areas of our economy, of our government, everything. So they determine what we hear. They'll even determine if this video scratches out and goes away. And so what better way to get people to get vaccinated than to have this virus to come forth? And now you're going to create this vaccination, but you've created this pandemic and you've created this global pandemic that by the time a vaccination has been created, which they're really just perfecting it right now because it's already out there. Because guess what? You ain't heard nobody in Washington testing positive. At least I haven't for coronavirus. Stay woke, but what you going to do? Stand still? And so once this vaccination comes through, people going to be running to that vaccination like government cheese back in the 70s. Don't act like you didn't get no government cheese. I know we did. So think about that. So really kind of process all of this. So the media creates this pandemic. Now let's think about this. Let's go back. Now those people in China were sick long before December. And I'm sure some people died before November. And I'm quite sure that our government knew about it, but we just didn't know about it. I mean, we know China tries to keep things on the low, but I'm sure that our government knew about it. And you do realize that it really did not become newsworthy in the United States until the president signed the last phase of the China trade deal. Then all of a sudden boom, oh my God, it's this massive virus that just broke loose in Wuhan, China, and people are getting sick and they're dying. Well, as we do in the United States, we kind of snub stuff because if it don't really hit us, we just like, okay, that's somewhere else. That's not us. Well, then when it started impacting us, then all of a sudden, it's a pandemic. Now, Italy and all these other countries, now all of a sudden, that was December. Here we are in March. 80% of those people in China have been cured because China got the cure. Just like China got the recipe for the generic drugs that we take here in the United States. And the vaccinations that they pump into our bodies and all these things that they give us comes from China. So look at all of this. Where's all this really going? And are we going to continue as a society? Because you notice ain't nobody been arguing about nothing. Ain't nobody been arguing about nothing. But see, you better watch because we are on the heels of a presidential election. And y'all talk about the president if you want to. And sometimes he does say some crazy stuff, but you got to listen to the normal in the crazy. When he made the statement that, we may, be going through this until July. Well, what happens in August? The RNC. So if a cure or a vaccination comes out for this virus and it happens to come out maybe June, July, it's going to make some people look like heroes. It's going to make people look like some heroes. So while I get that, we are still expected to go on with our lives and do the things that we need to do, pay attention to the undercurrent. Don't get caught up in the headlines. Go to the middle. I'll look at the headlines or something, then I'll scroll to the middle. Because see, the middle, is where you get all the cream. It's kind of like the Oreo cookie. For people who eat Oreo cookies, I don't eat Oreo cookies. For people who eat Oreo cookies, it don't get good till you twist it open and get that cream, right? Gotta go to the middle. So I just want to give my 2 cent, 4 cent, 5 cent, whatever you value this information as, just to get you to pay attention. Because as I always say, I am never here to change your mind. I'm just here to offer you another perspective. So we can rah-rah on, whatever stimulus that they're wanting to provide. But is it going to really, it's really one of those things that they want to provide a stimulus because America got so pissed off because they bailed out the banks in 2009 after that whole 2008 crisis, or, I think it was 2008. So we don't want to piss the people off. It's an election year. Let's give them $250 up to. You better read that. That's why I said you go to the middle. Go to the middle. Because I saw something today that said 2 checks. And then you go to the middle. And then you still have to qualify. And it's based off of your current income. It's based off of it's still a qualifying status. Ain't nobody sitting there in Washington typing up $500 checks paid to the order of Suzanne Stroud, just outright. So go to the middle. Take that chocolate cookie off and get to the middle. What's in the middle? So these people doing as smart, wealthy people do, they're getting the hell out before the Titanic sinks again. So appreciate your time. I don't know how long this video was. I usually try to stay within 15 minutes, but share your thoughts, or maybe not. Anyway, good night. Bye-bye. Oh, again, and my shirt, Straight Talk, and that's Otis Trice, Trice. Thanks. You guys have a great evening. Bye-bye.